Coffee. I'm Marc Lamont Hill alongside Gia Peppers.
We back.
We're back. Hey, Jameer.
Say something good.
You're back too.
Okay.
You found the address.
That's
It's awesome. And we are here with a special
rude.
episode
Just
of
rude.
Like, just
of Black
rude.
Coffee. I'm not being rude. I'm happy to see you. I'm actually happy to see both of you.
Me too. I'm happy to see you too.
This feels good to be
I
seen.
know, it's been a while, y'all.
It's crazy because we've been on break and I actually haven't physically seen y'all, not just on the show, but anywhere. What have y'all been up to?
It was my birthday.
It was his birthday.
It was Gia's birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you,
Amber.
Amber.
Yeah.
We had a little parties. Well, I had parties in D.C. and in Brooklyn.
That's how you know you popping, when you do parties in different cities.
Bougie.
Well, I don't ever want to leave my hometown people out of the celebration because they're part of the reason why I made it to this year too. So it's like, I got to celebrate with my friends, my family.
And the family.
Yeah, my family, and then my friends in Brooklyn and
Yes.
New York. So that's why I got no voice today, so y'all bear with me.
No, you good. And Jameer, what have you been doing with your life?
You know, just in deep thought, crying, wearing silk pajamas, looking out the window, making music videos from the 90s. You know, regular stuff that I normally do.
You really do that stuff though.
Yes, you know me.
You've been working too. I'm actually really proud of what you've been doing. I've been seeing you on. Yeah, you've been doing good stuff. I gotta say.
Thank you,
I'm
Mark.
really impressed.
I'll shake your hand on it like a man.
So thank
we
you.
go.
Like, I actually think you're incredible.
All right, too far. It's getting too much. It's getting too much. All right, let's talk about Black Girls Rock.
Yeah.
I did take a break to watch that, and it was kind of amazing. I love what BET does with Black Girls Rock. You know, we have, and I'm not just saying this because I work here, but BET really has mastered the award show.
They really have. When they have a show, there's nothing else to watch. Like, and I think this one is really special. Black Girls Rock is special because Beverly started it, DJ Beverly Bond started it because a lot of the times we get overlooked, or there are times where we do incredible things, but because these actresses, singers, dancers aren't mainstream, they don't get recognition. And so Beverly started an entire award show for young Black women and Black women everywhere to be seen and recognized. So it's always such a beautiful intention, and it always comes out so well. So.
You know what I love most about it is that there's younger girls in the audience that can see role models that they look up to and that they really appreciate, because a lot of the times we just focus on like the women and what the women are doing. You know, Black Girls Rock is cultivating those new emerging young Black leaders. Yeah. And the fact that they can showcase those throughout the show is just really amazing to me. I love it. I love it.
And you were there. You were like in
You was there.
I was there. But I was there. I brought my sister. I brought a few of my friends.
Yeah.
And so,
They gave you that many tickets?
well, you gotta have friends in the
We
right
could
places.
have sat in the balcony.
Well, no. They wanted me to bring Black girl influencers.
Well, that makes, okay.
And so you guys kind of are men. So next time.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, but no, I bought a lot of my friends and my little sister, and we usually go, this is my second year being able to bring like more people. So to be with your people there, and we all got talent seats, so if you look through the show, you'll see a few of
we
us.
saw you in the aisle.
Yeah, man.
Wanting to be down and
Like,
stuff. Yeah, you was there with yours.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
But yes, I do love Brandy. But I think it was just so empowering to sit there and like see the women who actually like paved the way for you to even be in the room. The fact that like Deborah Martin Chase was there. The fact that Angela Bassett was there, Regina King, Issa Rae, like all these women who have created new lanes for all of us in entertainment to just keep moving forward and integrally move forward was just so empowering. Like, it's crazy.
I think one of my favorite things is that everybody there wasn't in entertainment, but we had all people across all fields being represented. I mean, there was a young woman who was an actual rocket scientist.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is pretty dope.
Black women,
Yeah.
rocket science.
And she's from DC too.
Of
And
course.
there it
of
is.
course.
She went to
Gotta
my
add
she went to my
mumbo
high
sauce
school.
to everything.
Okay.
Everything.
She went to my high school, okay. But no.
damn.
Yeah, she's fired. But there's so many. And even the young girls, the mad girls that they always honor, the super cute, really young girls who are changing the community in their own ways. That was dope to see, because the girl who was probably like 10 was like, I'm gonna be president in 2020 or
2044.
Little Miss Flint.
Yes. That's beautiful to see.
No, it really stirred my heart to see. And I also just love how well it was hosted. Niecy Nash did her thing. I love Niecy.
Changed every wig she could find. And she said she was gonna do it.
Okay, I'm gonna give a little, just some remark there, because Niecy came out and said she was gonna change her wig
She
37 times.
Yeah.
We only got 3 looks, sis, or 5 looks. So I was a little.
She owed
I
you
wanted,
32 wig changes.
I wanted it.
It was a lot. She did a lot of wig changes though.
4.
Okay, well
I wanted to see more. I wanted
wanted
more.
a baps.
Yes, but
wanted a
Niecy,
lot.
other than the wig, hosting. I thought her hosting was so beautiful. I think she did a really good job, and she shows up as herself, this big, beautiful, like gorgeous woman.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just happy to see her.
And she was dropping bars too. She's talked about how Black women are like exploited and marginalized and ignored until it's time to steal their stuff.
Right.
It was like, it resonated with me when she said that, because that's the experience all the time that we see.
Literally, every time.
And she even had a chance to be with like the two pageant winners, like Miss
Chelsea.
America, who
who
was
was
a
on the show, friend of the show,
USA, and Miss USA, and Miss Teen couldn't be there, so she was
there.
Right.
But I like how, you know, we were able, like on the show, to humanize those people who are just public figures sometimes, and sometimes only do wave, you know, and they had a Black girl moment over there. They was like, you know, I like that because, you know, Niecy has a great way of making everybody around her comfortable.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what she brought to the show.
It came through for sure.
Yeah.
One of the greatest artists of this generation, certainly one of the greatest dancers of this generation.
Jameer Pond.
It's Black Girls Rock.
Okay.
Why do you always have to take the Black woman's moment?
Dancer of this generation.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, the second greatest dancer of generation, Sierra, came through and got the Rockstar Award.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Which was amazing. I sometimes feel like Sierra doesn't get the love she deserves.
Exactly.
She's underappreciated for, I mean, she's really an amazing talent.
My problem is I did not know she owned her own label now. I felt like there was not enough like press around that, but to hear her say that during her little montage, I was like, yes, sis. Like, she owns her masters now. It's really dope to see her move from when we met her, she was like a teenager who was talking about her goodies, to like now being this boss, this wife, this mom, who is just taking control of her career. So to see her get that moment and that recognition, she's a prime example of like how mainstream just forgets to honor certain people. So it was really dope to see her get that.
And the fact that she was able to step outside of the box, because now a lot of people know her as Russell Wilson's wife. And she sold over 23 million records worldwide. Okay. And the fact that she's been a soundtrack for a certain generation, we don't really look at that. She's always had a banger
for sure.
year after year after year, and to really see her get her flowers, I mean, well deserved. She looked good too.
That dress.
She looked good.
That dress.
Some of the younger artists also got some love. Her.
I know.
I watching her get the award and watching Issa Rae give her the award.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so dope.
That was
and I'm a big her fan, so.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love her. What's cool is that we finally got to like hear her talk for a little while.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. And she talked about how she was a self-taught musician since she was a child.
Yeah, learned
like just
4 instruments by 8.
Right. Like, Again, she's just this young artist that we all love. And then Issa, to give her that was so fire. And then shout out to Issa, because when I was walking in the audience, she was like, "Is that Gia?" And I was like, "Issa Rae?"
Wow.
But I hosted an Insecure Fest before, but I didn't know she still remembered me. But just for her to say,
you gotta show Black Coffee. Everybody know you.
Everybody know you, Gia.
You know how the industry gets? Sometimes you have to introduce yourself to someone like 40 times before they remember
That's the
you.
old Gia Peppers.
That's just the new Gia Peppers.
Okay, but still.
Black Coffee Gia Peppers.
But still, I just always appreciate her, and I think that's what that room is, like love. At the end of the day, it's love and appreciation
It's
for
a
all
big
Black
love
women.
fest. And I think the peak of that for me was Angela Bassett. When she gave that speech, it stirred my soul.
So when you're told you're not good enough, you tell them, not only am I good enough, I'm more than enough. When they say, send her back home, you tell them, I am home. I am the foundation of what we call home. When they tell you that you're angry or nasty, you tell them that they're mistaken. This is me. This is me being resolute and standing firmly in my truth. And when they say you're not beautiful, you tell them that you are the descendant of royalty, and you are a queen.
Blast from the past from me, though, was seeing Common and Erica share the stage after
Yes.
so long.
It
Wasn't
was-
that good?
It was so cute.
It was
I
great.
loved their performance.
Brought back the memories.
Right.
I was
And
sitting there like,
and they had that chemistry too.
Stop.
Like, you didn't think so?
The chemistry was there.
The chemistry was there. I'm not saying they.
The
acted.
musical chemistry,
right,
yes.
they're
The
not
artistic
together.
chemistry.
Yes,
We know
the
he's
artistic
taken.
chemistry. Yes, I'm just saying it was beautiful to see them. They did the light, and then they.
The light is
freestyled.
gonna be in my wedding. I just want you guys to know.
Oh, it's like the greatest hip hop love song ever.
That is true.
Yeah, and Love of My Life. And even all the performers, we have to shout out Monica,
Yes.
India Ari. Ari Lennox looked beautiful. She did such
She
a great
killed Shea
job.
Butters.
Yes. And Elle Varner,
Yes,
all of the
friend of the
performers.
show.
And then, of course, we have to talk about the house opening. Cece
Oh,
Peniston,
yes.
and
Well, I was
Crystal
out here.
Waters.
Crystal Waters.
So many incredible people.
Lot
That
of
was
these.
my era.
That was.
They did that.
You had a Gumby or.
Don't worry about that.
Shag.
Just don't
Okay.
pull out the pictures.
Okay.
But it was dope. But the soul stirring moment for me was Angela Bassett. When she gave that speech, the whole room, you could feel it, the energy in the room.
Yeah, man.
Of course, I was watching on TV, but it looked like you could feel the energy in the room.
You could,
Yeah.
as a person that was there, you could feel it. No, but
Yeah.
seriously, it was like sitting in, like if you didn't go to church yesterday and you watched that speech, that was your sermon.
Those words, like, what else can you say after that? The benediction, that's all
Literally,
you can do.
and thank
Doors
you guys
of the
for
church are
coming.
open, right.
Tithes are being accepted via PayPal. No,
It was. Nah, for real though. Like.
I
yo,
would definitely send
I
her
would
a
have cash
Cash App,
app. Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I'd have definitely been
like,
Moda.
yes, she was so powerful. I think one of the biggest and most powerful moments of the show was seeing the mothers of the movement be honored. Tamika Mallory did such a great job introducing them, but just seeing them be able to get that moment and us be able to love on Sabrina Fulton and Gwen Carr is a friend of the show and so many other incredible mothers who were up there. It was beautiful to see, but it was heartbreaking because they are the face of like what's been happening.
Yeah, so much
within-
pain.
Yeah, the Black community. And as Black women, I feel like we have a lot of pain that doesn't really get addressed. And there's a lot of times where I feel like it's just the energy that we have for Black people as a whole, and especially Black men, doesn't get reciprocated a lot. Right. And even when it comes to protesting and movements and things like that, it does feel a little unequal. And so I wanted to kind of open up the conversation of how we can get Black men and Black women, Black men to give the same energy to Black women when it comes to the love, the support, and the fight that we have towards y'all. So I wanted to hear your thoughts
that's
on that.
a great point. And, you know, I know from the activist side, you know, and I've been an activist since I was a kid, you know, one of the challenges has been when we want to get public sentiment around an issue, we always put a Black male as the face of it, and a Black straight male as the face of it. Because honestly, Black women don't get the same kind of response. So we will respond to, for example, Eric Garner, we'll respond to Trayvon Martin, we'll respond to Mike Brown in a certain way, but if it's Sandra Bland or Renisha McBride, we can't get a national movement around it. We just can't. I mean, people will be outraged a little bit, but then they go back home. We won't have sustained marches for a woman the way we do for Black men. And that's because of sexism, it's because of patriarchy, it's because of misogyny, all these things. We have to learn that Black women's lives are worth just as much as Black men. And we don't do that, and we don't have that sentiment in our society. And it starts from the top and from the bottom. It starts from sexism at the core.
That's such a good point.
And it's also like it's been ingrained in us and normalized that Black men have been put in situations where they're killed so much. It's been sensationalized, like, so it's supposed to happen. I think we now go, okay, well, it's another Black man, I gotta march. We don't see that a lot with Black women, and so when we do, it's kind of like swept under the rug or added to another list. But every time we see a Black man being murdered in injustice, we rush to it. And so I think we have to also say to ourselves that it's not normal. This should not be normalized. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Black man, you're a Black woman, you're part of the Black trans community, Black gay community, LGBTQ. We need to come to our aid as a whole. We are not unified. So when we're not unified, we start to think of these things like one-offs. All right, let me go, go to this rally. I could choose not to go to that rally. No, we need to rally behind each other as a community. And we're not there, so that also hurts our activity when it comes to supporting each other.
Absolutely. And what happens is the issues that we think are the most urgent are the ones that affect men the most. So when the incarceration crisis was happening, and it's still happening, we immediately looked to Black men, and then suddenly Black women were the fastest rising population of incarcerated folk. and nobody pointed to that.
Right.
So because we only focused on the large number of black men who were incarcerated. But in addition to incarceration, there's also eviction. Black women are getting evicted at astronomically high rates at the same time that black men are getting incarcerated. But because that's not a black male issue, we don't censor it.
Right.
So we'll talk about police shootings, but we won't talk about sexual assault.
Right.
You know, black women are sexually assaulted in prison. Black women are sexually assaulted by guards. Black women are sexually assaulted when they're being arrested. The chances of you being incarcerated are astronomically increased. But if you've been through the foster care system, and if you've been in the foster care system, there's a high chance you've been sexually assaulted or molested or something. But again, because we don't frame it as a black male issue, or because black men are so afraid to deal with the issue about themselves, we don't talk about it.
Right.
80% of black women deal with fibroids.
Yes.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know 80, but my mom, my cousins, a large number in my family are women.
But it's
deal with
crazy,
it.
right? Because you can walk around a room full of black men and you say, did you know 80% of black women have fibroids? They be like, no, I didn't know that.
What's fibroids?
Right.
But can you imagine an issue that 80% of black men had that black women wouldn't know about?
Wow, that's a good point there. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's also, and it always makes me wonder because I look at black men first as you are my family, you are my brothers, you are my cousins, you are my dad, you are the people I love, the men I love. I don't understand why that's harder, and I'm generalizing here because I don't believe that's the case in every situation. But again, why that's harder for black men? Because I'm like, isn't Sandra Bland your sister, your cousin? Like, aren't these women? Isn't Gwen Carr your mother too? Like, what makes it so easy to just act like it's not there? Like, where is the disconnect?
Well, I think it comes from an emotional standpoint. I just started going to therapy. I don't even know.
Come through therapy.
Hey, look, but it's been working, and it's been making me understand that a lot of my emotions were tied to manhood, or this conception of manhood, that like whatever strength I had, I could do it. I could hold on to it on my shoulders. I'll be with it. You understand? It's a large number of young black men with PTSD from seeing people die in their communities, from seeing like their fathers not being there, from seeing like just dysfunction in the family. And it's taught, again, to be normalized. And so when I had to unlearn all of that, it was like a purge.
Right.
It was like, it's all right to be vulnerable.
Right.
It's okay to cry and be emotional and kind of just feel my feelings. That's normal. To suppress that is not normal. Right. And so because these things are constantly happening, it's just like, nah, like, I get through it. Like, I'm all right. I'll be good. And it's like, no, you're not all right. You won't be good unless these things are addressed.
But we still got to decenter ourselves, right? Because black women are going through the same traumas.
Same trauma.
And still healing ours.
Right.
Wow, word. I want to run around the room.
No, but
this man $1.
But that's true. And it's because women are taught that that's what you have to do.
Yes.
Right.
You got to do that.
Yes,
Right.
and I think, and that's the thing.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I often feel like that. I often, like, even in my own family, my mom will be like I remember in college a few times, I would date somebody and they would need help with dating or they would need help with tests or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mom would be like, well, just help them. And I'm like, Mom, I have the same test. Like,
Right, yeah.
I also
actually
need to
also have to
Yes,
study.
but black men need us. Like, I think we've been taught
definitely.
generationally. Well, how do I say generation?
Generationally.
Thank you.
Generationally.
Child,
That's what happened on your
party
birthday
too
weekend.
much. Happy birthday is Virgo season.
Little too
Okay?
much.
But we've been taught there so many times that I think that's because of how we came here.
Yeah.
We were the people that kept the households, whether we were enslaved there or not. We were the people that at the end of the day, even when our families were being torn apart, we were the people that were like, well, you're my family now. So we're going to take care of this moment and make it a home.
Right.
And then as we started to movements and different things like that, even then, we took a back seat to all the things that were happening.
Right.
No one ever appreciated us. And even Malcolm X says it all the time. The black woman is the most disrespected group on the earth. And I think it's still true. And I hope with more conversations like this, we can just continue to open up that space and address it and then change it.
Yeah.
Because black women deserve the same respect, the same energy.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing we have to do, I think, as men is ask the question, how can I support you?
Right.
Right? Whether it's professionally, you know, if it's a pay issue, you know what I mean? If we're working a job, we got to say how can we support you to make sure that you're okay.
Absolutely.
If it's in your relationship, what are your needs?
Right.
You know what I mean? We have to be.
How do you want to be loved?
Exactly.
'Cause that's also,
Absolutely. We can't assume that what we want is what women want. We have to make different choices, but we have to keep asking the question and proactively. We can't just wait for women to tell us these things.
Yes.
We have to proactively say what are your needs? What do you need? So we went to social and asked you what you thought black men could do more of to be supportive of black women. And here's what you said. Bofello Mocha said, black men can support black women by removing their pride and allowing and welcoming competition as growth. And they can also support black women by letting go of their patriarchal ways.
That's the point.
Lisa Harris on Facebook said, take the time to show special care and positive attention to us and the community. Then go out and do super fantastic, worth wowing things, like clean up our neighborhoods, teach the children some skills or knowledge. And of course, exclusively Jazz on Facebook said, respect all black women like you respect your mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. Those are some important points.
I wish they could happen too.
Two things though that struck out to me. First, Lisa's point is important, right? Which is, you know, do some shit that's really worth saying wow for. Because sometimes we applaud black men for doing the stuff we're supposed to do. He take care of his kids.
And
he does this, you know.
That's why I said I wish it could happen.
Oh, okay.
Because like sometimes there's this cap on like, oh, if you take care of your kids and you got a job, well then you a good black man. And the bare
Low bar.
minimum, right. The bare minimum should not be expected. And I'm tired of actually seeing that from black men. So it's time to hold each other accountable. Like I can't just be, I'm supposed to be a good father.
Absolutely.
Chris Rock got a joke to say, you're supposed to take care of your kids.
Absolutely.
I can't say it, you know, but you're supposed to. If you lay down with a woman, you have a baby, you're supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
Again, it's not normal to not be there. You're supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
So no more bare minimum.
Yeah, and I love the comment that also said that treat us like we're your mother, your great grandmother, your sister, and maybe if you're dating somebody not your mother, but still treat us with that love and that respect and that honor that you give to them. Like, and I often take note. Like, if I see a black man treat his mom like crap, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because y'all do love y'all mothers now. So it's still like, again, you have the capability to do it. Just do it.
Do it across the board.
Right.
Yeah.
And not make these hierarchies, you know, where you're either a queen or a hoe, where you love your mama and hate your baby mama. You know,
It's like, I'm not talking about you. It's
Right.
like, yeah, but you are. If you're talking about a black woman, you're talking about
Isn't that
me.
crazy?
Right. And then the other part of it is like, you know, this idea of, well, when you have a daughter, you'll understand, or when you have a so-and-so, you'll understand. And it's like, I shouldn't need to produce a child to know that you're a human being worthy of dignity and respect and protection and safety and all the things that men are worthy of as well. Yeah. And because that still plays in the logic that until you have your own property, you won't understand how women should be treated. It should just be about being a human being. And I hope if we can get there, then we can really start to destroy patriarchy. We can start to really get the kind of world that we want to see.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because we need each other.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, black men and black women, no one else understands our experiences more than we do, and we need each other. So I just hope we continue this.
Absolutely. Well, look, I want to end on a positive note. So
Yes, child.
let's talk about our favorite black woman moments.
Yes.
You know, because I'll start because I got one that I saw a week ago, and
Lord.
What?
Is it good?
It's nothing but goodness.
Just making sure.
I was watching tennis, as I only do when black people play.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And Naomi Osaka
Exactly.
and Coco Gauff had this moment,
That was a
right?
beautiful moment.
Naomi wins,
Naomi.
and she showed so much love to Coco, and wanted to come out for the interview. They praised each other. They showed so much love to each other. They talked about each other's families. They talked about each other's talent. And this is a solo sport. This is where you're supposed to be kill or be killed on a tournament. But these black women showed so much love to each other. And the best part is, in many ways, Naomi was simply paying forward.
What Serena had did for her.
Boom! So that's what's possible in the world. We ain't got to be competitive. We ain't got to be cutthroat. We can support each other. We can compete. We can win. We can lose. But we can still see a bigger picture that says that we have to love each other through all this.
God, that's so good.
Made me so happy.
Yeah.
What you got, Jameer?
Well, that was good, I'll be honest. One of my favorite black women moments was Viola Davis and Antoine Fisher. Now, she had like 6 lines in this movie. She played Antoine Fisher's mom.
Yeah.
But that was the breakout moment that I knew Viola Davis was a star. Before How to Get Away with Murder, before like she was all in all these films, she had 6 lines. And Antoine was asking her, like, why weren't you there for me? I've sailed all over the world. I've read all these books. And she sat there very stoically, and you could read everything on her face.
That tear came down.
And that tear came down after he left the door. Like, after he walked out the door. I thought that was a great moment in cinematic history. Wow. Six lines. She said everything that she needed to say with her face and her heart. And you might not have known her story exactly, but a picture is 1,000 words. And her face painted everything that you needed to know about that woman, how she felt, what struggle she went through. And I just want to praise her for that because
she's a genius.
A genius actress, and I'm glad she's getting her just due now.
Yes. Viola, come on the show.
Please.
Come on, be a friend of the show.
Okay. Naomi too. Coco too.
All
okay.
of them. Come on.
All the black women.
Whoa.
No, I love both of those moments. I really do. And your telling of it also almost brought me to tears.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment.
That was a beautiful moment because she turned to her parents and was like, you did well.
Right.
We don't got time. We gonna talk about it
and
later.
she said, you gonna do this interview with me. Like, you gonna do this.
Stop acting crazy.
Exactly.
Wipe your tears.
Come on over here.
Do it.
I loved it.
It was so good. Anyway, we'll talk about them more. I have to take this moment to praise my girl Lizzo. Lizzo has, she literally a few months ago was on a stage during a festival, and she was just like, there's no place for black women, I'm quoting this lightly, there's no place for black women or women who look like me on the Billboard charts because they just overlook us. A week ago, she was the number one, Truth Hurts, the number one song at the Hot 100 at the top of the Billboard's most mainstream chart.
I'm so proud of her.
And it's like, this song came out 2 years ago.
Right.
So to see her continuously be this woman who stands up for beautiful big women, for women who are other and sometimes don't meet the standards of beauty, for black women, for women who love themselves fully, for her to continue to just be this champion for us just means so much to see her win. And she got her first magazine cover with Elle. She's just on this beautiful rise, and I think she's done it with integrity, and she's done it with black women in mind, and she's done it her way.
Right.
And so to see her win finally, to see her finally get her flowers, and she's just starting.
Oh,
Right.
she's
She's a star.
Yeah.
So just to love on Lizzo, her personality, what she represents, what she stands for, as a young black woman who is, of this time, I'm just always inspired by her. So I'm so proud of her. She's always doing it. So congrats to Lizzo on her first #1 record.
One of many.
Money.
Yo, shout out
Money.
to Lizzo. Shout out to all the black girls out there. You've been watching a special episode of Black Coffee. Black Girls Rock every single day. And make sure you watch us. Subscribe to us on the YouTube channel.
Please.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, the Instagrams, everything. We'll be back soon.